Hello, my name's Kevin Kurt, and I'm giving my art appreciation lesson on psychedelic art. Psychedelic art has been around for an extremely long time. There's cave paintings of geometric patterns and kaleidoscopic views, um, all the way back since 2,000, 3,000 years ago. But the modern psychedelic art movement began in the 1960s around the San Francisco Bay Area, with psychedelic being coined by British psychologist Humphrey Osmond, meaning mind manifesting. This type of art became a part of the counterculture during the 1960s that was existing in San Francisco during that time. This counterculture included the first works of modern psychedelic art from bands such as the Nuggets and Grateful Dead and Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles. Many artists during this time used psychedelic covers for their album covers, and it's what the people wanted during this time, and that's pretty cool because I really enjoy this type of art, and I have many of these album covers, and it's basically why I wanted to do this entire presentation in the first place. So there's several artists using this style. You can go on any sort of social media page nowadays and find many artists using styles like this, but the main one I want to focus on is one that you probably all know, who is Salvador Dali, which I found extremely interesting because during his existence, the influencing factors, also known as drugs during this time for psychedelic art, were not quite around during Salvador Dali's time, which leads me to believe that there's more influencing factors than just psychoactive substances, because there've also been word of people using their dreams as their creation for these psychedelic kaleidoscopic views, as we can see in this next picture. Yeah, during the 1960s, as people know, LSD became pretty popular, and Albert Hoffman's discovery of this led to an entire field of art that may not have quite existed without these drug-induced hallucinations, which is pretty surreal, honestly. I think that it's fascinating how this type of art can form from the use of psychoactive substances. But anyways, things that are influenced by this type of art today, there's many animated shows out now. Super Jail on Adult Swim, Adventure Time on Cartoon Network, and that's what I find also fascinating about this type of art, is even if it was born out of possibly a drug society, it has made its way to like being able to relate to people of all ages and types, and I think that that's really cool. Where this type of art is going in the next couple years, and now actually, there's a type of new psychedelic art, I guess would be called fractal art, and this is the original Mandelbrot fractal, which was discovered. And as you may or may not know, fractals are basically everywhere in nature, and they're just these repeating patterns that can go on continuously as you zoom into these pictures. It's just repeating patterns over and over again, and that's something that is in nature, and I believe that's another reason that psychedelic art even emerged in the first place, because it's seeing pure nature. It's seeing the nature of how things work together, and that's fascinating to me. So the future of this form, like I just stated, these are a couple of pictures from this a coding platform called Electric Sheep that's actually programmed, and this is a computer screensaver of this psychedelic type geometric kaleidoscope patterns, and this is all created through using computers and mathematical algorithms and word processing units and computer programs. And it's fascinating that you can make this a type of art from mathematics, from fractals that occur commonly in nature. And I think that that's a fascinating topic of this psychedelic art form that has progressed pretty far since its beginnings. And thank you. I'd like to give some of my sources credit. I have an interview source from CNN with Ken Johnson. It's very interesting. I would look that up. As far as the web pages, the Haight-Ashbury Museum is actually a museum for the history of psychedelic art, which I thought was fascinating, that there's an entire museum dedicated to just this one specific subject. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you.